Hello everyone, this is Cephalon and welcome to my Warframe video. Before we get started, if you enjoy Warframe build guides like this one, consider leaving a like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out and you'll never miss my future guides. Today we're taking a look at the Kuva Nukor, one of the strongest secondary weapons in Warframe. What makes it so powerful is its combination of incredible status application, automatic beam chaining, and the highest critical multiplier of any weapon in the game at 5 times, allowing us to consistently hit devastating orange and red critical hits. The Kuva Nukor also has a couple of unique mechanics worth knowing. As you continuously fire the beam, its damage ramps up from 30% to 100% over 0.6 seconds, rewarding sustained fire instead of short bursts. It also inflicts a unique hidden status effect called microwave, causing enemies to grow in size while making them easier to hit. Finally, every shot can chain to up to 2 additional nearby enemies, giving the weapon excellent crowd clearing potential while spreading multiple status effects across entire groups. This build focuses on taking advantage of that massive critical multiplier. By consistently reaching orange and even red critical hits, while stacking powerful heat and viral status effects that quickly melt through enemies. This is the build I've been using throughout this video. Feel free to pause and screenshot it now if you want to copy it later. With that out of the way, let's break down the reasoning behind each mod slot. Before we start with the mods, it's important to mention that, like every Kuva weapon, the Kuva Nukor comes with an innate progenitor element. For this build, I'm using magnetic because it performs extremely well against overguard and shields. It also creates a powerful electric proc whenever overguard is broken, and that proc actually scales with enemy level, making it surprisingly effective. Let's start with galvanized shot. At maximum stacks, it provides 120% damage for every unique status effect affecting an enemy. Since the Kuva Nukor can naturally apply radiation, magnetic, heat, and viral, reaching 4 unique status effects is extremely easy, giving us a massive 480% damage bonus. Next are Galvanized Diffusion and Lethal Torrent. Together they provide 290% multi-shot, making them some of the strongest mods available for beam weapons. Multi-shot is especially valuable because it effectively double dips on beam status damage, while Lethal Torrent also gives us a welcome boost to our fire rate. For our heat damage, we're using primed heated charge. Heat is responsible for the majority of this build's damage thanks to its infinitely stacking damage over time effects, while also stripping up to 50% of enemy armor after 2 seconds. To add viral, we're using Frostbite together with Pistol Pestilence. Besides providing another 120% status chance, viral increases damage dealt to enemy health by up to 4.25 times at 10 stacks. If you'd rather have a larger magazine, Ice Storm is also a perfectly viable alternative to Frostbite. For critical damage, we're using primed target cracker. Normally, I wouldn't recommend building critical chance on the Kuva Nukor because its base critical chance is simply too low. Instead, this build relies on secondary Enervate, allowing us to fully take advantage of the weapon's incredible 5 times critical multiplier. Next is Pistol Elementalist, which significantly increases the damage dealt by your status effects while also improving your reload speed, making it one of the strongest damage multipliers in the build. For the Exilus slot, I'm using Ruinous Extension. The additional beam range makes clearing groups of enemies much more comfortable. If you find yourself running into ammo issues, primed ammo mutation is a perfectly good alternative. One question I get asked a lot is why I'm using primed heated charge instead of primed convulsion. Electric definitely has its advantages. It deals its damage instantly, benefits from headshot multipliers, and creates a small area of effect around enemies. But for tougher steel path enemies, heat simply scales much better. Infinite heat stacking together with its built-in armor strip makes it the stronger option whenever enemies survive long enough for your status effects to ramp up. Outside of the main build, there are several flexible options depending on your setup. If you're using Nourish, you can safely replace your viral mods since the ability already provides viral damage. Likewise, if you're getting plenty of external fire rate from sources like Reinforced Bond, Volt Speed, Gauss's Redline, or Wisp's Haste Mode, you can replace Lethal Torrent. Once you've opened up a mod slot, there are several great options depending on what you want to prioritize. Merciless Gunfight is probably my favorite. Besides adding even more critical damage, it also grants Punch Through, which dramatically improves the Nukor's crowd clearing by allowing the beam to chain through enemies more effectively. If you simply want even more fire rate, Anemic Agility is another excellent option, although you'll burn through your ammo much faster. And if you rather have more upfront damage, Hornet Strike is always a reliable choice. For Arcanes, Secondary Innervate is my recommendation and the one I'm using in this showcase. It provides roughly 80 to 100% flat critical chance, allowing the Kuva Nukor to consistently reach orange and even red critical hits while taking full advantage of its massive critical multiplier. If you'd rather prioritize survivability, Secondary Fortifier is an excellent alternative, allowing you to steal Overguard while dealing damage. If you simply want as much raw damage as possible without relying on critical hits, Cascadia Flare is another fantastic choice. It quickly builds up to 480% additional damage, making it one of the strongest damage arcanes available for heat-based builds. If you're lucky enough to have a Riven, the ideal combination is critical damage, multi-shot, and either status chance or fire rate. Since this build relies on Secondary Innervate to provide flat critical chance, critical damage gives you the biggest payoff. If your Riven has multi-shot, you can replace Lethal Torrent with it. Overall, the Kuva Nukor has earned its reputation as one of the strongest secondary weapons in Warframe. Between its incredible status application, beam chaining, and absurd critical multiplier, when paired with Secondary Innervate, it's capable of melting pretty much anything the game throws at you. If you haven't built one yet, I highly recommend giving it a try. It's one of those weapons that earns its reputation the moment you start using it. Thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like if you found this video helpful, and subscribe for more Warframe guides. See you in the next one, Tenno.